Believe it or not, this 1990s Rover can sometimes feel a little bit cheap. Who knew? But there's two things that really contribute to that. First of all, the speakers are garbage. You turn the radio on, all you can hear is which isn't great. And the second thing is these doors don't really shut with a satisfying bang. So I'm going to sort that out with sound deadening from Dynamat. And I've got some great speakers from Alpine, so this is going to sound fantastic, and you're going to be fooled into thinking in a Rolls Royce or something really good after the end of today. On my shopping list today are three things. First of all, and obviously, got a set of speakers. They're 6.5 inch, they're going to fit straight in the door. They're from Alpine, so they're a decent brand. I know they're going to sound good. I've pretty much always stuck Alpine stuff in my cars over the years, and it's always been really good. The SS65 it's a coaxial two-way, so it's a mid-range and a tweeter, so you've got a decent range of sound coming out of it. 240 watt peak, which is as loud as it absolutely can go, but more importantly, 80 watt RMS. That's the listening volume we're going to actually hear most days. Now, to get the most out of those speakers, I'm going to put this in the doors. Dynamat Super Light. It's this stuff. It's a light foil with like a black sticky goo on the back. It's self-adhesive. You peel it off and shape it to the door. It takes the clang out, the echo, the drumming, so you get the best out of the speakers and you lose the drumming and the echoiness of the car. When you slam the door, it sounds good, like a proper. Finally, for the boot and the rear shelf where the back speakers go, Dynamat Extreme. It's a heavier duty Dynamat, similar deal to this, but we're going to stick it on the back shelf. Going to change the speakers there too, but they're in the garage because they were old and free. This door is by far the worst. I mean, you cannot even hear what's happening on that speaker, so it's only 5 screws to hold that panel on. I'll take that off and get some Dynamat in and a new speaker. Using a trim tool so I can get this little cover out without damaging the door card. So now I've undone 2 screws in the handle, a screw here, a screw in the bottom, a screw there, and 2 on the end. This should just lift off. The pack I ordered has got 3 of these. So I've got 1 sheet for each door and a 3rd sheet to cut into little pieces. The most important thing, I guess, is going to be to put it behind where the speaker goes. It's self-adhesive and you can cut it with a standing knife, so it should go on quite easily. Let's peel off the backing and get it on the door. I don't know if there's a technique for doing this. If there is, I'm almost certainly going to find it out as soon as I've finished. Trying to get the gravel in it. When I looked on the specs on the internet, I wasn't 100% sure 3 sheets would be enough, but really there's absolutely loads. I'm sure there's a technique for doing this. Sadly I don't know it. I'm just using some offcuts to fill the little gaps in the centre. Ugh, gooey. So annoyingly, that is just a bit too slack, so I'm going to have to change this for a slightly tighter connection. Actually, what I should really do is change these wires completely for beefier cables, a proper speaker cable. But as I'm keeping the original head unit for originality, that might be wasted. There we go, that's better. Cool. Right, that's nicely hooked in. Right, let's have a sound comparison. Left versus right, old versus new. So, this is left speaker only, the new Alpine left-hand speaker. And this is the original Rover speaker, and this was the good one. That's tinny, it's quiet, it's fluffing like crazy. Switch back over to the new Alpine. So much more bass, so much more clarity. That's awesome. That's so much better. I love that. Now that is a transformation. That's gone from a rattly, clangy, teeny door to something that actually sounds like quality. Now the rear speakers are a bit harder to get to because they're underneath this rear parcel shelf. Oh, that's a bit tight. That's pretty broken. The pull thing doesn't work anymore, so I'm going to have to try and put a screwdriver in there and pull it open. So now I'm going to unpick these little catches here using a trim tool so don't damage anything. And then we should be able to get to the loudspeakers. Lift this out. Oh God. Unless I just break all the trim parts. I was very unsure about doing this, but the guys in the owners club assure me that the way to take this off is to get a screwdriver in and lever it off. With the cushion it with the seatbelt, fingers underneath it, up and forward. Oh God, that really sounded like it was breaking, but it seems to have survived. Torque socket here. I can get the seatbelt out. Every car's different. This one's more complicated because coupe. So now, apparently, I can just lift this entire parcel shelf off and feed the belts through a little slot in the front of it. Right, it should. Oh, there you go. Seatbelt through there, seatbelt through there, and away it comes. Oh, how good is that? Oh, it's stuck. Oh, there we go. Wow. One parcel shelf and Rover Coupe Owners Club hat. No parcel shelf is complete without it. Well, looking at these, it's no real surprise these sound terrible. That is not as bad as the front, but it's still pretty rubbish. Only got a smaller screwdriver. Yeah, there's not a lot of clearance between here and the window. Out it comes. Unhook the connector, just a little plug. So basically, because I'm cheap and can't be bothered to wait for the postman to deliver any 8-inch speakers, which is what goes in these holes, I'm using these 6x9 three-ways which I've had in the garage for a little while. They're a good brand, they're decent quality. I expect they're quite loud. So let's have a look. They just about fit into this nice little groove at the front of the... This little groove at the front of the aperture is just right for part of this cage to drop into. So I don't need to make too big of an infill or a washer, but I'll cut some MDF. Normally when you buy speakers, you'll have the back of the box as a template you can cut out. These are old speakers I didn't have a template for, so I used just a bit of guesswork and some scissors. Right, so after a little tiny bit of fettling, that now fits like a glove, which is good. So I was going to test this in the back of the car. Yeah, absolutely bang on. That fits perfectly. Spot on. Before the speakers go in, I'm going to whack in the Dynamat Extreme just to take the clang and rattle out the back of this parcel shelf because it's pretty echoey in there. Yeah, not great. Well, this is kind of a weird shape in the back. What I think I'll have to do is cut this into strips and fit it in a couple of component areas. Snip a slot into there to fold that up around those legs. Ow! Funny bone! Funny bone's not funny. Oh, this is so gooey. That's amazing. That's one bit in the centre. And already it's taken so much of the drum out. Now I have to be careful in the centre here because there's a hole for a clip where the cover goes, so I mustn't cover that over. I don't know if you can see the sweat on the side of my face now, but this is actually quite hot work working in basically a greenhouse. But I've covered it over as best I can. It's a weird shape, so I couldn't do a complete flat mat like they have in the handbook. This upper plinth doesn't drum anymore. I've kept this flat for the MDF to fit on, which I'll give this a bit more of a wrap around. Ouch. It is quite sharp, so you do need to be careful. There we go. That looks pretty cool. And it doesn't drum. It's got obviously echoes. It's a big lump of metal, but that is so much better than it was before. That's fantastic. I'm really pleased with that. Now I just need to change these plugs so they match the ones that fit on the back of the loudspeaker. Just going to screw these little wooden plinths down to the original mounting holes. it's quite hard. Now, just need to hook up those little connectors. There we go, 1 and 2. Drop that into there. Well, I'm pretty happy with that installation. I hope it fits underneath the parcel shelf, but that looks pretty damn good.
When you come back home, all the lights are out, and you're getting used to no one else being around. Oh.
I don't know how clearly you can hear that, but this sounds brilliant. The Alpine's in the front. I've got a lovely clear sound. The doors have got this beautiful thump to them now. It's fantastic. This is everything I was hoping for, and it's worked out beautifully. The full range of sound in the car is great. It's like an envelope of noise. A talk station here. I think we're in ambush for the archers with this.
Ready.
I know.
But yeah, the vocals
And it's a nightmare here.
are lovely and crisp, lovely and
There's
clear.
always such drama between you and
This
Mum,
is
and
so
I
good.
miss-
This is everything I'd hoped it would be. The sound is now really crisp, really clear, really loud if you want it to be. I can enjoy driving this car and enjoy the music on the way. I can take the roof off and not embarrass myself. Well, any more than I do normally anyway. But this is awesome. I'm so happy. The Alpines I'm pleased with. The Dynamat is a huge improvement. Such a little thing has made such a big difference. I'm very, very impressed, and I'm very, very happy. I meant to be impartial, but I'd wholeheartedly recommend this stuff. So if this has been useful, if you've enjoyed this, please hit like, please hit subscribe, hit the bell button in the bottom corner down there, and so you see more stuff when I'm doing it. I'm going to take this for a drive now. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.